Hi everybody, and welcome to Moodle Support Theater, video number 3 in preparing your class. We're on the same page, but we've done a little work since we last visited together. Let us make sure our editing is turned on in the upper right-hand corner, and let's scroll down to the week of February 4 to 10. February. You notice in that area we have a large collection of text and an illustration, and I told you we'd talk about a label. This is what a label is used for. Now before we click into it, right above this week in class there's that little symbol, and if we float our mouse it says Edit Summary. In an earlier video, please remember I said that is limited to about a tweet's worth of content. 150 to 200 characters, and illustrations are not recommended. That is the ring box, the jewelry box of the Moodle containers. What we're looking at right below it, the This Week in Class, that is a label. And let me show you how we put this label together. Let's choose Add an Activity or Resource. We'll do it in the very same week. We'll come to that center bar and we'll draw it down until we find Label. We'll select Label and choose Add. This will hold a lot more content, and what I have done, I have selected my content from a Word document, and we're actually going to show you the Word document. I wrote it in advance. Notice it has some links in it. It has some misspellings, and we're going to use our built-in features and correct them, and I've added an illustration. I am now going to place my cursor on the content. It's the way I want it. I'm going to choose Control A, and I'm going to use Control C to copy all of my content. I'm going to return to my Moodle page. I'm going to use the toggle in the top right of the controls in the text labeling feature. Give me some room to work, and I'm going to use right there in that second column, we'll talk about it as often as we can, the Paste from Word option. And here's where you're going to see a box appear. I'm going to use Control V, and I'm going to choose Insert. Notice the illustration, which was there on the Word document, did not come along. That is to be expected. To add your illustration, you need to put your cursor in front of the first word. Right next to the happy face, we have the little Insert Edit Image, and go find that image. Hopefully you did what I do and keep it all in one location so it's easy to find. I'm going to select it and return. Uploading. On the front page, you'll see your URL, and underneath an image description, you need to put in an actual description of what this is. I'm calling it a word jumble of poetry terms. I'm going to select my appearance next. That's a little big. I'm going to say 200 for the first dimension, and then go down to vertical space, and notice it will constrain the proportions. I'm going to use 8 for both vertical and my horizontal spacing. A border of 1, and from my alignment I'm going to choose all the way at the bottom left, and our illustration will change to show us what we have done. When we're all finished, we go ahead and select Insert, and there's our illustration. Toggle our toggle full screen mode at the upper right hand corner of the top row, and save and return to course. And there is a label. You do have room for more content. You do have room for an illustration. If you do have questions on how much content you can use, of course, feel free to give us a call. All right, let's come down to the week of 11 February, just right below it. Again, we're going to add an activity or resource. Scroll down. The book, which is the top resource, is literally that. You can write a book with chapters, pictures, subheading, up to the size of the course limit, and that's quite an undertaking. Generally, folks working with our course creators would undertake something like that. An LMS content package, also a specific item. If you click it, notice you get quite a bit of information on it. Again, you'd want to work with someone. It can be a little daunting. And the last thing really is the page. And I'm going to select Page, and I'm going to choose Add. This is your heavy-duty hauler. This will take a lot of content, again, up to the 1 gigabyte course limit. You'll put a name, and I'm just going to type test. And you'll put a description, and I'm just going to type test. And the content, here's where it's deceptive in the other way. This looks like a normal box, but you can put quite a bit of information here. So if you had a couple of illustrations and some scientific notations you wanted your students to see, this would be an excellent spot to put it. I'm just going to put test right here. We're not actually going to build a complete web page right now. We're going to say save and return to course, and the only thing significant as we look at it is, in fact, it's a different icon, and in clicking on it, what you typed in the summary box will appear, and the rest of this page is all yours to work with. So there are size limitations on what you can put in Moodle. I'm going to return to the front page, and I'm going to invite you to come on back the next time. We've completed the resources, or things that students are going to use. The next series will be dealing with items in activities such as assignments and forums. So come see us. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you for watching.